Okay, today we are playing a game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We are playing Anna the entire way through, and I'm not sure the exact number of this game, but we are in the low gold SR range. Important note, you may notice a few controller inputs scattered around the HUD. That's because we're playing on the console today. Game looks quite a bit different on the console. Basically looks a lot slower on console. I don't mean that to sound insulting, it's just like, you got a controller, you can't, like, whip your camera around as much, so everybody moves a lot slower, and the game is a lot slower paced on the console. So, at least from what I've observed. I don't play on the console, but everything I've seen, it's, like, a lot slower, basically. We don't see our team at a convenient time, either, and the important things of note is, we're the only healer currently, and we don't have a Reinhardt. We have a Roadhog and a Zarya. Other team also doesn't have a Reinhardt, so basically both teams are sad that we don't have a Reinhardt, basically. Now, so we're coming out this way, well, we are, some people are over there, some people are over there, we're all coming out different ways. So, we're looking over here, Pharah jumps in the sky, we're gonna try and get the Pharah, don't quite get the Pharah. Something important about these silhouettes over here, right? We'll notice people are dying right outside the gate, and they seem to be shooting at something in the wall. It's because there's a bastion, like, right here. Yeah, we're gonna come around the corner, and, like, Mercy's over here with him as well, and like, oh, trank him, run away, great, awesome. We go around this way, I wouldn't go around this way, we're going to get the big health kit. I'd just go in the other door into the spawn, and, heal up over there, because we're going, like, further out while we've got 18 hit points. Not typically a great idea. So, now we're coming back around. Bastion's still here. We are just going to trank the Bastion. Reaper's going to immediately wake him up, so that's upsetting. We don't need to be getting this close. Like, all the way back here, we could just be shooting Reaper. We could be shooting Bastion from all the way back here, and we can, like, duck around the corner for cover, and then just, like, keep popping out and shooting him. But we trank him, he gets woke up, that sucks, and then we just keep walking towards him. But we're playing on console, just swing by him, he's like looking at that Reaper really fixedly, so we managed to get away with it, great, awesome. Then we come back in, everybody gets healed up, the Bastion threat has been dealt with, so now maybe we can start getting some progress made outwards. So, there's a Pharah in the sky. We kind of have to worry about the Pharah, because we're, like, the only person on our team that's actually, like, capable of killing a Pharah. Oh no, we have a soldier as well. My bad. Right, of course. But, Pharah, it's you and soldier, so we do have to kind of worry about the Pharah. Pharah just got killed by Roadhog, though, so now we no longer have to worry about it. Again, we're getting very, very close right here. We don't need to be standing up on the payload. We could be standing, like, up here. We could be standing, like, where we're standing right now, and be healing everybody on the payload, and be just as effective as we are up here, but now we're in greater danger being this close. So we got Zenyatta up there shooting at us. We've killed most of their team, so we're not feeling too threatened right now. We're trying to heal this Genji, but he's, like, flipping around, going around corners, stuff like that. Didn't really need to grenade the Zarya right there. Anna's grenade, really long cooldown, 10 seconds, pretty important ability. Like, one of the strongest parts of Anna in totality, because it's, like, such an overloaded ability. Does damage, does healing, heal buff for your team, healing debuff for the enemy team. Try not to use it just on somebody, like, between fights, because we're pretty much between fights right now. Yeah, we're getting shot at by a couple of people, but we're not really feeling scared right now, so there's no reason to grenade the Zarya, you could just shoot her. So we're standing on the payload right now. This is ordinarily not where we want to be standing. But, like, our whole team is up here. They're, like, on the high ground right now, fighting up there. So it's us and Soldier pushing the payload forward right now. And, you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have to stand on the payload because your team just doesn't want to go stand on the payload with you. Look, see, they're all up there, dying. Another awkward thing is we're the only healer, so they're fighting up there without us. And there's, like, two trains of thought here. There's, like, the one train that's like, you should be up there with them healing them because you're the only support on your team, so they're gonna die without you. Other train of thought is, someone has to fucking move the payload, right? On defense, there's some fantastic, we'll save it, but something very funny happens while we're on defense. I found it very funny. So we're getting a little bit lost trying to kill the Zarya. That sucks, you know. Soldier's also firing at us with attack visor at this point. He's dropped down behind us, so we're pretty much fucked. He even came down with a Zenyatta and a Mercy, and we don't have a Reinhardt to block for us, so we're pretty fucked. We don't even have a Diva to try and defense matrix him, so we're pretty fucked in that position. So now, again, part of our team is fighting up here. I think Zarya uses her Graviton up there, if I recall correctly, when there's, like, no one with her. So now we're coming up here, because our whole team is coming around this way, so we kind of have to go with them now, because we can't just walk through the tunnel by ourselves. Don't need to jump off the high ground right here. Could just stay up there and shoot down for a little while. You would almost certainly have to jump off to actually heal people at some point during this fight, but right now we could just sit up here healing the Roadhog, and that would be perfectly fine. We don't need to get down right now. But Reaper is also Death Blossoming in this tunnel. We've been pulled into a Graviton. We're trying to heal Roadhog by shooting his hook. Didn't quite work, unfortunately. But their whole team's dead, so great. Don't have to worry about it. Really messy fight. All worked out. Ultimates. Death Blossom. Really good. Don't have to aim. So now we're trying to heal this Genji. Man, the thing that really messes with me is, like, the FOV is so much smaller on the console, honestly. Like, I keep looking at it, and I'm like, man, everything looks really compressed. So we're getting real close right now. Real close. Hangar door is opening. We don't want to be just standing in the hangar door. Like, imagine what the enemy team sees right now. There's, like, this big square that we're standing in, just, like, in the center of it. Just us, like the coconut in the fairground attraction. Don't do that. Real scary. Want to be near cover. Now we're near cover. This is good. We've tranked Roadhog, so that's cool. Do need to be prioritizing healing these people a little bit more because we're the only healer. But everyone just got killed by the tank, so can't really heal people through the tank because the tank is like a really strong ultimate. But we're worrying about shooting into people a lot when we need to be worrying about healing people right there regardless. Even if there's not that much we could have done for them. So, we've got Nano Boost, that's cool. We have a bunch of people we can Nano Boost right now. Well, on our team, right now, not necessarily. Waiting for that to push tab. I don't know what you push on the console. We've got Genji and we've got, Soldier have their ultimates right now. Two of the best people we can ult. Reaper's just used his, so he's presumably not very close to having his ultimate yet. Roadhog also used his ultimate, but he did die. No, he didn't die, did he? He got away, just barely. No, so he's nowhere near his either. So we've got Soldier and Genji to work with. But those are two of the best people to nano boost anyway. So, it's all good. So we've just managed to pick off Mercy. That's fantastic. Throw the healing grenade on their Roadhog. Oh, he's getting bullied pretty fiercely. We're standing in a very scary place again because, we don't need to be standing this close to the enemy team, again, basically, because we're trying to heal this Roadhog. Now we just sort of slowly start drifting towards the hangar door. We don't need to be doing that. We could just be standing, like, over in that direction, healing the team, and we'd be just as effective, but we'd be way far away, which is great. Playing Ana, want to be really far away from the enemy team. Ana, to put it in academic terms, Ana does a fuck ton of healing from very fucking far. So we don't really have to get very close, generally. And it's also just generally good to be staying far away when you're playing a support, because, first off, you don't want to die. You don't want to die in general, obviously, but if you die as a support, especially the only support, that means your team is going to die, because then you're not there to heal them, so they're just going to get chipped down and die. But it's better for other reasons, because the further away you are, obviously the harder you are to kill, but you can see more of the area, you can see all of your team, you can see who needs support, you can see where the enemy are coming from, so you can, like, move away from the aggression, all that. You want to be as far away as possible. We keep getting, like, pretty close, very scary. Like, we don't need to be standing on the payload right now, because our team is here. Our team has a habit of leaving the payload, but right now we don't need to be standing on the payload, personally. This also makes it a lot harder for us to nano boost as well if we're standing this close to the fight, because think about it, right? We're gonna try and ult a Genji or a Soldier, most likely. Genji's gonna be, like, flipping around all over the place. God, who knows where Genji's gonna be. Soldier's gonna be, hopefully, up on high ground somewhere, and then we're gonna be down here looking up like, where the fuck is Genji, or where the fuck is Soldier? The further away you are, the easier it is to nano boost as well, which is pretty important because you don't want any boostios. We don't have a Lucio to boostio right now, but you don't want that to happen. And then we just get shot by Soldier. Again, just standing too close. We're standing, like, out in the open. He just, like, shoots us and we die. Sucks. Want to be far away. Far away. Far away. So, now we're coming back. We're dead. We're the only support. Our team is gonna be feeling pretty sad right now. They're gonna be slowly getting chipped down. We can see people are indeed slowly getting chipped down. Reapers managed to kill 2 people. Roadhog's whole-hogging around this corner, but miraculously everyone's alive. Again, we're getting real close. We don't need to be standing on the payload. Okay. Now we kinda need to be standing on the payload because everybody's going off in this direction. You know, solo queue. But we get Soldier jumps down behind us with attack visor again. Pretty fucked, again, because, like, we're up here. We don't have a Soldier or a Diva a Reinhardt or a Diva to block it, so if Soldier jumps down near us with attack visor, we're generally pretty fucked. There's not a lot we can do about it unless we get a lucky trank on him, you know. So, most of our team is dead right now. We don't even want to be coming around here. Like, half of our team is actually dead right now. We don't even want to be in this vicinity. We want to just be waiting outside the hangar for everyone to regroup. Reaper's trying to get some flanking on. Again, we're, like, advancing by ourselves. Yep, just wait. There goes Soldier, all by his lonesome. Almost dies, because he sprints straight into the enemy fire. We miss him. Unfortunate, you know, it happens. So, now we're coming around. We've organized this plan that we're going to use a lot of ultimates in the voice chat, and this is the beginning of this plan. So, unfortunately, we just used our grenade, so we can't throw the grenade into there right now. We wait for, like, somebody we want to ult to come into line of sight. Doesn't really work out. As soon as, like, this, because this has been happening in the voice chat, we've been talking about this coming up. Like, as soon as you see Zarya ult, you don't keep going forward. Like, we would advance into a more dangerous position again, because we're, like, going up the staircase right next to the enemy team that's just gotten pulled in here, and we're going up the staircase with our Zarya. So their Zarya is just like, oh, well, I'll graviton over here and get their entire team, and that's exactly what happens. And then Bastion turns into a tank. We don't get to nano boost anyone. Really sad. Soldier's going in, like, 1v6 right now. Doesn't work out, oddly enough. Weird how that didn't work out for him right there. So, yeah. Too close. We get gravitoned and we die. When you're playing Ana, you don't usually get gravitoned. It's quite hard to graviton an Ana, usually, because you can be really far away from the fight. Which is usually where you want to be. So our Genji has now... Oh, no, our Genji is still there. Okay, I thought Genji changed to Pharah, my bad. So, Reaper's going up around here. He's getting kind of fucked up, but he's managed to kill their Soldier. Bastion's shooting at us. We missed the trank on him. Feels bad, man. However, when there is a Bastion just, like, doing that, don't want to stand out in the open. Because, like, we kind of get shot at. And then we're like, oh. And we stand perfectly still for a second to look up at the Bastion. I know it's harder to aim on a console, but, like, you don't want to stand perfectly still. Especially when you're aiming to line something up, because then you just get shot because you're standing still. Gotta get out of the way. So, now there's a very scattered fight happening right now. Roadhog's over here killing our Soldier, but Reaper and Zarya have just managed to kill the entire rest of their team, so it's a net positive for us. This is the point where, if you're fine talking to people, where you call out that Roadhog is coming up behind the team right now. You know, some people don't like talking on the microphone, whatever, you know, but if you don't mind, then that's the time to do that. So, but we managed to kill the Roadhog. We trank the Bastion, but he gets immediately woken up again, so that sucks, but we have taken him out to turret form at least. Throw the grenade in a little bit late, and Zarya ends up dying. Feels bad, man. So now we have to be standing on the payload because it's in overtime, so leaving the payload is really scary. We nano boost the Reaper, because he's the best we've got right now, basically, so that's fine. Very scary to leave the point in that position, because we're in overtime, and I wouldn't want to leave the point just because I wouldn't be confident that my team was actually going to stay on the point, so I'd be a bit scared of following that Reaper around right there, but, you know, it all works out. Oh god, scary. Oh, it all works out just barely. Let's go back and see how that just barely works out. So we throw the grenade at Baby Diva. Like, the frame the grenade leaves the hand, we get hooked, so we just barely get to survive as a result of that. It just barely works out. So, their Bastion is still alive, I think? No, is this not where it happens? There's an incident with a Bastion. Here it is. Okay. So, Bastion's coming down behind us. We're really low HP, and this is the moment where you're like, yeah, we're playing on console, woo! We just dance around the Bastion, and he can't keep up with us. It feels good, man. Feels good. So, again, we're standing... Now we don't want to be standing on the payload, even if, like, nobody else is standing on the payload, because we're going to stand on the payload with no HP. Really, really scary. Zarya's, like, looking down at us. If that was anybody slightly more threatening, we would have died right there. So, very scary to go stand up on the payload right now. Again, you want your team to come and stand up here. You don't want to be standing up here, but... people in this game are bad at standing on the payload. We'll see the zenith of that on defense, but... So we're slowly trying to, like, push it forward. Oh, it's really scary. You know, you don't want to be standing up here. You'd rather be standing back, much further back, but our team's bad at standing on the payload, so we kind of have to keep standing on it. We throw the grenade in, we get a couple of them, doesn't quite do anything, and now we're getting drilled in by the tac visor again. And... yeah, there's not much you can do about that. The only thing you can say about this kind of death to tac visor is like, well, you shouldn't have been in a position to get tac visored. But like, nobody on our team wants to stand on the payload to actually push it forward, so sometimes that's just gonna happen, and there's not really a lot you can do about it other than get a lucky trank on him. We do have a D.Va now. We can hope D.Va, Defense Matrix is the tac visor, but... the D.Va player is a real scumlord, so that's not going to happen. To put it in diplomatic terms. So that's happening over there. That's really scary. A lot of people just died to that. So but we kind of have to come and stand here anyway, because we've got 4 seconds on the timer, and we die. I mean, that's what you expect to happen, but we kind of have to come and stand forward on it. And yeah, we're not going to get to see the payload again. Really sucks. We didn't get to Nano Boost very much this game either, which sucks because Nano Boost is the fastest charging ultimate in the game, so you're looking to use it as much as possible. There was one opportunity where we like died early on, so we didn't get to use it, but you know. So, that didn't work out so well. Team's pretty tilted, like, mega tilted. They were kind of tilted from the start of the game, because, like, look, not to insult the console player base or anything, but, like, this is the most stereotypical console online match you could be privy to. There's a guy complaining all game. You can hear somebody getting yelled at by their mom at one point, like, Uncle Nasty. He's a real scumlord. So, we're defending now. We're standing where we want to be. Our team is not doing that. Sometimes, like, you get real fucked by, like, what your team is doing, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Like, there's just Stella standing over here. We're standing where we want to be, and we can still be effective up here as Anna, because we can still shoot people down here from up there. But our team is, like, standing in suicidal positions, and other than, like, try to get them to move, there's nothing we can really do about it. Sometimes your team just doesn't want to work with you, and it's gonna be real hard at that point. So we got D.Va all the fuck way over there. We're trying to see her through the doorways, but we can't. Hanzo's up here. We got a Hanzo. Look, I don't play on the console, but I have to imagine Hanzo on the console is, like, useless, like, 99.9% of the time. I can't imagine that works out very, very often, somehow. So we managed to trank this Roadhog, that's cool. He doesn't immediately get woken up, which is also cool. We're focusing a lot on doing damage right now, but we kind of can't see anyone on our team, so, because, like, Hanzo's up in, like, that doorway. Half our team is on the other side of this fucking building, so it's like, you know. We do, however, want to be falling back around the other side of the ditch right now, and now we're falling around on the other side of the ditch. Oh, almost died. Real scary. We stay out here. We've got 21 hit points right now. It's not really a great idea, and we're gonna get punished for this. There's a large health kit in this room over to the right of us. You know, I would go and get that large health kit, or just, like, grenade my feet immediately, but I would try and go get the health kit. We do neither of those things. We throw the grenade over here, and we managed to get both their tanks, which is really cool, but then he just pops out and kills us because we got 21 hit points. We might have died. We probably would have died regardless because we did get like beamed by the Helix rocket, but you know, don't want to be walking around with 21 hit points. Other thing as well, though, this is a really dangerous place to stand in this position. Like, we've got a good overlook on this fight, but pretty common for the enemy team to just sort of try and push in over the high ground as well, because high ground, as Master Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, is really fucking overpowered. So this is also a really dangerous place to stand. However, we end up in this position where if we try to, where we basically have to go through the server room and hope no one tries to kill us as well. We've ended up in a really awkward position, basically. I would have just started falling back a lot faster from that initial looking down at the payload on the other side of the dip. I would have just started falling back a lot faster, because we kind of overstay our welcome and get dropped really low and end up in that awkward position where, like, now we're kind of in between the teams, so it's difficult. So now we're going to come out and touch the payload. This is not when you come out and touch the payload. This point is fucking gone. This is the point that this is a point you just give up on, because there's no way you defend this. We get away with more than we should get away with because we kill that Zenyatta and we survive more than like 3 entire seconds, but you don't even go stand on the payload in that position because now you just have to respawn again, and like that point's already gone, so there was no reason to suicide to keep touching it because it was like there was no way you save it. Now we have to walk all the way back again. Our team's without the support the entire time. They have a Lucio, but he's not really doing that much. So now we're real scary time. Enemy team is advancing in us. This is the really funny thing to me, though, right? Right? Ready for this? Just look up here, right? Just look up at this and think about how long that's got 0 people on it. Also, oh my god, one of the most tragic things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, never in the history of Dota have I seen anything more tragic than what happens in the next few seconds. So we actually get away with quite a lot here, right? We managed to kill that, Roadhog, because the enemy team just kind of doesn't notice us, so we get to kind of just sit over here for a while. But look at this, right? This Tracer. We shoot, oh damn, the video skipped a little bit. Oh god, no, we gotta capture this sadness. Let's go down to like half speed, because, oof, it's pretty sad. So, now, we're gonna get this Tracer, we're gonna shoot the Tracer. We shot the Tracer. Oh, while the poison is ticking, Zarya puts the bubble on her. Oh my god, I've never seen someone get saved from the poison ticking on them by a Zarya bubble before, so that was unbelievably heartbreaking to see, because I was like, yeah, we're getting some work done over here. I was like, oh no, oh god. So, but while that was happening, Soldier came in with attack visor and got a bunch of people with it, so we managed to get back to our team. So that's cool. Awesome. Great. We don't really want to be standing down here, if at all possible. This is going to seem unbelievably nitpicky, but the way you walk out of spawn matters right here, right? Because you can get up on high ground in this area if you just walk out the other doorway, and then you walk up the staircase and you're on high ground. And high ground, as established previously, is really fucking overpowered. Especially if you're playing Ana, right? Ana, real long-range hero. As we established earlier, real fucking far is Ana's effective range. So, we could be standing up there, which is a lot safer, we can see a lot more things, you know, all that great stuff. Again, we're getting real close to the front line again, right now. We're getting real far forward. We just pause, like here, right? If you see no one in front of you, oh, whoa, clicked on the taskbar by accident. If you see, like, yo, can I get my fucking drawing tool, though? Alright, if you see, okay, so, apparently, like, that's just not working anymore. But, if you see nobody in front of you, that means you're the front line, and we're the front line right there. That's real scary, don't want to walk that far up. Especially when you have Nano Boost, it would be real sad if we died with Nano Boost right now. So both Gravitons have happened, we threw our grenade, it ends up hitting us in our Graviton, which is honestly probably the better result right there. But Lucio ends up dying because he gets pinned in the front. D.Va's ulting up. Most of our team's dead. D.Va's gonna go in and throw her ult. We're basically fucked. Soldier kills us with the attack visor again. That's a recurring issue this game, where we keep getting killed by Soldier with his attack visor. Now both of our tanks are going to change off of tanks. Our Zarya has just changed to Mei. And I just want you to watch what Uncle Nasty does. I don't think it even needs to be addressed, but Uncle Nasty's a real scumlord. So. So, we're coming back around this way right now. We've got Nano Boost, but there's just no one to Nano Boost. There's just no one for us to Nano Boost right now. We got a Hanzo all the fuck away over there. Like, we're gonna have to go up and touch the point in the near future. Reaper, stubs his toe on the corner and immediately Wraith forms away. I would Nano Boost the Reaper and just, hope he does work, but... as soon as he walks past you, I would just Nano Boost him immediately. And then, we know in hindsight, I would have been really sad, because I would have Nano Boosted him as soon as he walked past me, and I would have then seen him Wraith form back into the other room, and I would have been like, fucking hell, Uncle Nasty. Oh no, that wasn't Uncle Nasty. No, that was Uncle Nasty. Alright, I would have been like, fucking hell, Uncle Nasty. So let's watch the play of the game, though, right? Let's watch this Tracer get play of the game. Does she throw the Pulse Bomb into a Graviton? No, she throws the Pulse Bomb, presumably? No? Oh, no, here it comes. And she only got 1 kill with it. Alright. Okay. Awesome. So, the thing is with this game, is that this is one of those games where it's there was not a great deal you could have done to win this game. Because sometimes your own team, your team is just gonna not work with you, and it's gonna be real difficult. This is one of those occasions. There was this guy in League of Legends that had this, theory about how climbing the ladder works. He called it the 40-20-40 rule, and I think this applies to Overwatch as well. Basically, it went, you're gonna win 40% of your games through no input of your own, because somebody else on your team is just gonna do fantastically, or somebody on the enemy team is gonna do terribly. They're gonna have an AFK, something like that. You're gonna lose 40% of your games through no fault of your own, because somebody on your team is gonna be a troll, AFK, someone on the enemy team is gonna do fantastically, someone on your team is gonna do really badly, and there's not gonna be that much to do about it. But then the other 20% are the games that you can actually have an impact in. The ones where you personally could dictate the swing of the game. This was a League of Legends guy that said that, but I think that also applies to Overwatch. I watched this game, and I'm like, yeah, there's things you could have done, but the way it all goes, it's hard for me to imagine you having actually single-handedly swung this game around. However, anyway, there were some things to work on. Stand a lot further away. Get real aggressive. You want to be playing real far back as Ana. As a support in general, you usually want to be staying real far back. You can see everybody, you're harder to kill, all that stuff we already talked about. Try to nano boost more often. Again, this is something that kind of is dictated by your team, because, there were points we had nano boost and just, there was literally actually no one we could have done nano boosted, because they were all, behind walls or the enemy team and things like that, so, I try to nano boost more. Nano boost is really, really strong, and it charges really, really fast. As soon as you have built up nano boost, you're looking to use it as quickly as possible, so that you can start building up another one. And I don't mean just, throw it out for the sake of it, obviously. The first, decent opportunity you have to use it, you pretty much want to use it and start working on the next one. Those were kind of the main things I noticed in this game, honestly. Aim, obviously, could be better, but, it's hard to aim on a console, and aim better isn't good advice to give somebody. So it's pretty much, stand further away and try to nano-boost people more. Even your cooldowns are alright. There was, the one time you, grenaded the Zarya between battles, but other than that, usually when I watch an Ana play a game, she, just throws grenades everywhere, and I'm like, don't need to throw that one, don't need to throw that one, don't need to throw that one. Wasn't really an issue in this game. There were a couple of instances where you tried to trank somebody, where you, threw a trank out hoping it was going to hit somebody kind of in the middle of a fight, but for the most part, you used your abilities pretty well, actually, which is quite good to see, because usually that's an issue Ana players have, but your cooldown usage was actually pretty good. So yeah, stand further away, try to nano boost people more. So, thank you for watching very much, if you did. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful, even though, sometimes you get fucked, right? Sometimes you get fucked.